What is going on, y'all? Happy Halloween. So, and happy Friday, because that's still always gonna be. But so today's reading is gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna start with some channel messages, so kind of the same-ish, but a little different. Um, I have a few channel messages, nothing too crazy, but I feel like they're very, very important, very prominent to today's reading. However, this is going to go, whatever is going to come up that Spirit wants us to be made aware of, especially today on this Halloween. For those of you ladies, right, that have cycles, that still have your cycle, if you're starting today, that is a very powerful portal time to have your cycle. Mine starts today as well, so this should be fun. Um, so channel messages. Then I'm going to get into my deck, sign synchronicities, and then we'll jump into some tarot. Clarify if we need to. Please like the video. It does help your girl out. Okay, subscribe to the channel if you have not. And so I am sitting here at the park, and I was kind of like, trying to, before that, figure out like, where do I want to go today? Where do I want to read today? And I was like, I really didn't feel like going to the water, right? For more personal reasons. I'm like, I'm taking a break from the water right now. But um, I was like, I haven't been to the park for a little while. So let me go back to the park. And because there's a lot of trees right here, like literally in my eye view, there's a lot of trees that are right here. It looks kind of like a, chopped down forest in a sense. There's trees, but not a lot of brush that covers, the trees and everything. So, um, and I was kind of like getting this inkling to want to hug a tree, right? I don't hug trees too often, but I do always ask, and I do when I feel guided. And so I have my eye on this one specific tree that as soon as I turn my head, it's like right there. And but more importantly, it was because it stood out in a certain way, right? Like some of you may stand out in a certain way. I'm hearing like a sore thumb, and that doesn't have to be a negative thing, but you just stand out in a really unique way. Some of you may be aware of it, some of you are not, right? I've kind of always had that personally, not because I wanted it. It just kind of happened that way. That's why I've had the type of, bullying going on literally my whole life. So it's just like, I guess, part of the territory, right? Um, so I had my eye on this one particular tree, and I noticed that the side of it, right, has a lot of, like picked at, it's like a lot of it's been stripped right there on the side. And I was kind of like, that's interesting. And what immediately came to me was when I acknowledged it, I was like, yeah, it sounds like me. A lot of people, not a lot, but different people, I should say, that have tried to strip away at my essence, wanting to tear me down, out of rejection, out of their own trauma, out of, you know, um, going a different path, right? Like we're all on our own journey, and nothing lasts forever. Everything is temporary, everything is borrowed. So it's like change is the only constant. And when we don't allow ourselves to accept that, of course life is going to be hard for you. Of course you're going to set yourself up for ultimate destruction, self-destruction, because you're fighting the current. You're fighting what's natural and normal, which is change, right? Which is things fall away. Everything has a season, right? The same way as when the summer ends and autumn comes through, right? A lot of the trees start to shed their leaves, right? This is a natural process. But we don't turn away from that, right? So why do we treat, our connections differently, right? When we're all part of nature, we're all, those of us that have actual souls and are actual humans, right? We are all intricate pieces and parts of the whole collective field of nature. And so, it's just kind of interesting to me that, people still do shit like that because they simply haven't done their own inner healing. They haven't looked at themselves, gone into their own shadows enough to, you know what I'm saying, not project their bullshit on other people. It's just baffling to me at this point. But I'm just at a place in my experience where I'm no longer allowing that shit to derail me, to throw me off. I'm not entertaining it. I'm not explaining myself. I'm not defending myself anymore. I'm not doing none of that because I know I've done my fucking work, right? That doesn't mean that I'm without flaw. It doesn't mean that I haven't made mistakes in my life, because that's part of the human experience. You're meant to do these things, right? But I do know that I'm a dope ass fucking person with good intentions and a good heart. So, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, some of you I feel like have two, as I watch two jets side by side go overhead. Not jets, airplanes. They're like the old school kind of airplanes, not like the kind that we, not commercial airplanes, but the other kind, right? You see in old movies. There was two of those, a black and a white one. See what I'm saying? Balance. It looked black and white, and it could have been silver and white, but still, you know what I'm saying? The balance of the duality, right? Of the feminine and masculine energy. So that could be significant for some of you as well. Airplanes, flying higher, right? That's where I'm at. Flying above the bullshit, rising above the conflicts. Okay, some of you are being guided to do that at this time because of this, this portal energy that we're in right now, especially on All Hallows Eve, right? Which is Halloween, right? The veil is the thinnest at this time. So that means that the connection to the spirit realm and the 3D is very close, right? Meaning the passing through, which going between dimensions and going to into other realities and other realms of existence is very possible at this time, but very important time to shield your energy, right? Protect yourself, get your protection work up, right? Things like that. Really being mindful and discerning, right? Be careful when you're driving. Well, I won't say careful, but mindful when you're driving. I just don't like to ensue fear, right? So mindfulness, right? Being aware of your surroundings, being mindful of your, where you're going, where you're stepping, things like that, right? But back to the tree, there's just this indication of, tearing down, right? People may have been trying to tear you down. Oh, what else before I forget? Um, is I Spirit gave me before, like way before I started recording, when I was starting to channel the messages for this reading, was about a major purge. So this, for some of you, as well as myself being a part of the collective, this is a major purge period. This is a major purging of your life, of your experience. For some of you, it's the biggest purge that you have ever had. And that's why for some of you, this may feel very, very, very intense. Okay. Because it feels like you're like things are coming up that maybe have never come up before. And you're kind of like, where the fuck did this come from? All of a sudden, it's because you're ready for it, right? It's time. It's time to face it. It's time to address it. It's time to transmute it so you can, go into the next phase of your journey. Oh, I hell forgot my keys. The hell? So anyway, this just feels like I said a really major period in purging, okay, getting rid of old energies, getting rid of old connections, experiences, all the things, traumas, wounds, whatever it might be. If it's coming up for you at this time, it's because it's time to deal with it. You can't push it off anymore. We can't run from it. We can't hide from it. We can't act like we don't see it. You can't ignore it anymore. This is a time to actually deal with it if you want to see your life change and progress in a positive and beautiful way. This is a time, right? We can't wait any longer to start addressing these things. And so for me personally, it was like all this is showing me that you have an option. You can go back, right, into things that you've already outgrown, things that are not in alignment with where you're currently at, not only that, but where you're heading. Excuse me, confirmation burp. Or you can continue to progress forward like you've been doing. Stay in your peace, stay in your solitude, stay in your balance, right? Because I've been in a great motherfucking place and I've worked for that shit. I've earned that shit, right? And I'm not letting anybody rock that or shake that, period. I don't give a fuck. That's just what it is. And that's me loving myself enough to make that decision. So some of you at this time are really being asked to make that decision for yourself as well. And allow yourself to identify things that may be coming up back around at this time, because we are also in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde, right? So Mercury retrograde is the period where Mercury, the planet of Mercury, appears like it's going backwards, but it's really not. But what it is doing energetically is bringing things back up to allow you to readjust. All the re's are important at this time, right? Readjust, reevaluate, regroup, recharge, whatever that is for you, right? All those things, relax, okay? If you've been overworking and doing too much, it's like this time is going to show you, is doing, overexerting myself, is that really helping me or hurting me, right? Is this period of, or whatever I started or whatever I've been investing in, this is kind of like that reevaluation period, like the same when you're at a job or whatever, and they give you, your probation period, 3 months when you first start, and then they evaluate your progress. Have you been improving? Have you been learning? How are you doing on your training? Things like that. This is that period that we're coming into. Okay. So that also means in that things from your past are also going to be coming up, whether it's, like I said, connections, whether it's old cycles, like looping thoughts, old habits, patterns, right? Whatever those things might be, wounds, trauma, things you thought you may have dealt with, but maybe there's still some there. Whatever that is, it could be all of those things. That's how vast this universe is, right? It could be, a couple of those things or all of them at one time, right? Or I mean, all together, like at the same time. It could be this and all those things. It doesn't have to be one or the other. They all can be true, right? Um, and so this is a really important time to really allow ourselves to be real with ourselves and identify, am I still there? Am I still back where they thought they left me? You know what I'm saying? Or am I actually progressing forward? I've like literally finally, after so fucking long, I literally a couple nights ago allowed myself to really just sit in. I was going to bed, literally laying down, and I was just like, I am so, 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 so proud of you. And that was just like, it just kind of came up, like I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't pressing for that at all. It just kind of arose in me. And that's because I don't give myself enough credit like that. I work really, really hard behind the scenes, and I don't show people because I just, out of my own fear, right? Because I can admit my shit and be accountable, out of my own fear of being judged, or, just looking for people's validation, or, approval, or people's likes, or people to clap for me. I don't want none of that. I do this shit for my fucking self. I do it because, according to my human design, I'm meant to be a role model in this life. So in knowing that and accepting that before I knew what the fuck a human design was, I've already vowed and devoted myself to my path and to allow it to unfold when it's supposed to. So all that is encompassing, right? So it's like, after, by allowing myself to continue to go down the path, that's when intricate pieces to the puzzle that appear and show up for me when I need them, because it's time for me to add that next part, that, add that piece of the puzzle to the, to the overall whole picture, right? So as part of that, learning my human design has also been showing me, the way, things that I've not only experienced, but the way of, how to move through them, right? Why I think certain things have had, come up. Why are things challenging? Why do I have, things, what we call trust issues, things like that. This is all part of my human design. This is all things that I was meant and designed to experience in this lifetime. So I'm, not a human design expert. So I'm not, saying that for any other reason than sharing my own personal experience and how human design has really truly been helpful, along with, cards, and tapping into my own intuition and restoring trust in myself, and, learning how to speak to and communicate with my guides and my spirit team, how to listen to my own internal guidance, right? Outside of any fucking body else or anything else outside of me. It's very, very important. So, excuse me. So yeah, so the tree had also given me a couple messages, which was, it said, I seen you like you see me. That's why you were attracted to me, because I see you like you see me. You seen me and I seen you too. People tear away at me just like they tear away at you. And I was like, damn, it was literally dropping bars on me. Like, I was just like, man, I was so grateful. But it was true. It's very true. And that's part of, I feel like, why I was drawn to it. It was relatable, right? It was like the one that stood out the most. It's not big, not bulky and grandiose, and not shaped all weird, but it was torn off on the side. You could tell that it's been pulled at, right? And so that lets you know that there's something unique about that particular tree that, maybe isn't is unknown to the naked eye, but there's something there. There's an essence that maybe not be able to be seen with your physical 3D eyes, but it can be felt. And that's what I feel like some of you are experiencing at this time, okay? Or exactly why maybe things from your past is returning, because even though you can't maybe see it, or they can't see what's going on, they can feel it. So when your energy is pulling away, they can feel that, right? Connections, cords of attachment, things like that that you've cut, or that you know, are disconnected from, whatever. Just because you've disconnected doesn't necessarily mean they've disconnected. And so in that, in your forward progression, they can feel the pull of, you know, like when you pull a rubber band and it gets thinner and thinner, you know, before it actually pops. It's like you could feel the resistance of, you know, the pull of like, wait, where's this person going? What are they doing? What's going on? Why do I feel the disconnection here? You know, type of thing. And that could be for some of you why things are coming back up, to really ask yourself, have I dealt with this? Have I learned everything I was meant to learn from this experience, from this connection, from this job, this environment, whatever that might be for you? This is the time to really be honest with ourselves and allow ourselves to go through this portal that's taken us to the next phase of our journey, the next, you know, to the next part of building into this new world. A lot of us are meant to be leaders of this new world, of this new earth that is actively being built, because if you haven't noticed, shit is actively falling the fuck apart, right? So I'm just saying. And it was so interesting because after I hugged it and let it go, this big ass piece of bark was stuck to my shirt, and it had a, you know, like a couple presents on it, right? Like a little hanging piece, as well as some spider web, right? Perfect for Halloween. But it was stuck, and I was like, holy shit. And at first I knocked it off, and then and I heard it say, take me with you. And so I was like, oh, okay. So I took it with me, right? And I feel like, you know, it's just kind of, and that could be what some of you are experiencing right now, where people that are tugging on your energy, maybe kind of like energetically wanting you to take them with you. They don't want to feel like they're being left behind. And I've spoken on this before. But that's not for us to do. You know, that's not our place. It's not our job to feel like, come on, I've done that before. I've done that with people. Same people that's trying to pull me back into their realm, I've tried to pull them forward with me. They don't want to go. They, you know, they think they know everything. You can't tell them anything. You know what I'm saying? They think it's just pointless. It's just pointless. So I'm in a space where I'm no longer interested in wasting my time, my energy, my, you know, my life, none of that, my effort, any of it. I've done it. I've done it. It's not like I haven't fucking tried. You see what I'm saying? So 1111 may be significant for some of you. That number in itself, I heard, I have to look into it myself, but I heard that Jupiter goes retrograde on that day, which is kind of crazy. Of all the days, like, why we got to start on that day? You know what I'm saying? It's portal energy, but Jupiter going in retrograde, I'm like, fuck. So we'll see, you know, how that pans out. But let's start with a sign or synchronicity that either you're seeing or that you should be looking out for. Oh, real fast, because I want to use it. So I bottled my first batch of Rose of Jericho water. So yeah, I got some Rose of Jericho plants and have been, you know, starting that whole little process. And that's a plant of resurrection. And it basically resurrects things, right, that you feel need. And it can be used for anything. It doesn't have to be just for money or abundance, things like that. But again, be mindful what you say you want abundance in. Okay, people just say they want abundance, but you could have an abundance of lack. You could have an abundance of pain, right? So speak clearly and specifically what you're talking about. So let's see. For the collective, spirit for our highest and greatest good only, nothing less. What is the sign or synchronicity that we need right now, either for confirmation or that we should be looking out for this portal? Ooh, spider webs. It's like somebody could be trying to trap you in their web. Okay, that's immediately what I got. Is that that could be part of why that's coming up, where some of you are seeing spiders or spiders in your home. But it's also, spiders are also a very a reminder of protection. Okay, that you are protected. However, it doesn't mean to not be mindful about what's going on around you. Okay. And so spiders are also are about you being responsible for your own life, right? In a sense of, you are the weaver of your reality, right? Meaning, you know, what you put in position is based on what you put out is what you attract, basically, right? So it's like how a spider will weave its web to catch its prey, things like that. it's up to the spider, right, to be mindful and cognizant of the way it weaves its web based on what it's trying to attract, what it's trying to align to. That's a personal, very personal and individual, type of experience, right? So some keywords: self-responsibility and accountability. You create slash align to your desired reality. It's okay to start again slash as many times as you need as needed, not from scratch, but from experience. Gets better over time. Only trap is what you create for self. Live live life your way. You're the operant power of your real of your you're the operant power, which still, like I said, you're the operant power of your reality. It's still the same thing. Beware of malicious, intended, sneaky people. You have the tools needed. See what I'm saying? Like I said, people are maybe trying to trap you in their web. Okay, so be mindful. All right, of and the same as walking into webs. Right? What are you? It's kind of like everything to me is like a symbol, right? Or it can be looked at as a symbol, not to make you scared or fearful, but to keep you fucking aware, keep you alert, keep you on your toes, right? So if you walk into a web when you're going outside, that's kind of like an awareness, like, shit, I didn't see that coming. So that could be a key indication of there could be something ahead, right, in your day that you're not aware of, that you need to be keeping your eyes open and, be cognizant of. Okay. Let's see. What else, Spirit, for the collective? Dreamcatcher. Dreamcatcher with dirt at the bottom. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay. So one of those signs may be significant to you. All right. So let's see. Dreamcatcher. Your dreams are speaking. Pay attention. Ancestor communication. Native slash indigenous bloodline. Protection practice for sleep. Like I said, didn't we just speak about protection? You are protected, but that doesn't mean that, you don't need to do anything in the 3D. That doesn't mean that you don't need to still set forth your own intention to reinforce that protection, to ensure that you're good. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just assume like, oh, I'm good, I don't gotta worry about it, and then wonder why shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Um, invest in authentic dream catcher, energy transmutation, learn your lineage. All right. So however that applies. Okay. So put those up there. All right. So let's get into this reading, shall we? Starting off interesting already. So what I want to share with y'all real fast before we get into this is I had a dream last night. Okay. And the energy that I've been having more issues with for the last few days, it's not an issue anymore, but I had a dream about a different person last night, and it was interesting. I've never had a dream so, vivid like that I woke up immediately from afterwards, where I was like, what the fuck? Like wondering if that actually, like if it actually happened. But so I go to sleep with my phone on airplane mode every night, right? Just to basically calm the frequencies of, that are still emitting while I'm sleeping, because I need my alarms and things to wake up. So that's why I leave it on. But I just put on airplane mode. But not only that, I sleep to tunes or whatever, to, ambient sounds, whatever. And I had a dream last night where I like heard very clearly incoming call from, and then I saw the face appear on my like if this it was it like as if it was my phone, and I was just like, what the fuck? And mind you, like I said, my phone is on airplane mode, so I know that's a call is not going to come through regardless. But then immediately after that, I heard, um, you must unblock for this caller to come through, and then they can call back. So what that immediately told me was, even though I didn't block this person in real life, or I should say in the 3D, energetically they're blocked. And so some of you may be, blocking people energetically, or someone is trying to get through to you, okay, but they're blocked energetically. So it's kind of like, I'm not sure, take it as it applies, but some of you have been maybe reaching out to someone, or someone's reaching out to you, but maybe they're not actually calling. Some of you could be anticipating a call, like waiting for someone to call you, and it's not coming through. And then that could be why, is because you have them blocked energetically. Even if you didn't block them on your phone, or, email, or any, online social media, whatever, you may have them blocked energetically. So they may be trying to contact you. For those of you that are like, like, I'm not calling them till they call me type of thing. That could be prevalent for some of you, is, you're blocked, they're blocked energetically. And that could be either something you did, like, intentionally set, and that's showing you that it's working. Or for some of you, that could definitely be a doing of your spirit team, your ancestors, your spirit guides, right? That have energetically blocked someone from you so that they can't return, so that they can't disturb your inner peace. Okay, so that's for somebody. So let's get into this. Spirit, what else do we need to know today? What's going on with this energy? Like Mercury retrograde coming up with the Halloween portal, and just like, man, people need to get it together. Get it together. Let's see. Spirit forward, the collective. What do we need to be made aware of at this time? Ooh, 10 of Cups. Hell yeah. Someone's trying to block your happiness, though. It ain't gonna work. It's not. But, you know, this could definitely be family, okay, for some of you that is trying to keep you from being happy. They could be sending out, intentions, or, seeing the way you're changing, the way you're moving, and they just don't, I get it. People who, and that doesn't have to just apply to family, but that's like for, just people that are observing you, who have been observing where you've come from to where you're going, to be able to see like, oh, they're moving differently, and it makes them feel a kind of way, especially if they don't feel like they're, on the same type of time, then yeah, they're going to feel a kind of way, because it shows, is basically highlighting to them, putting a flashlight on it essentially, of the work they're not doing, or the changes they're not making, or the effort they're not putting in, or the honesty they're not having with themselves, whatever that might be, right? Somebody is like, someone's literally trying to block your happiness. Okay, so that's something to be mindful of. So what I also am getting is to keep the things you're working on, the plans, the shit that you've been creating, keep that shit to yourself. Not everybody needs to know, because not everybody cares. Not everybody has your best and highest intention in mind, and it's unfortunate, but it's just what it is. That's okay. Not everybody needs to know, right? 2 of Cups. That is a connection for some of you. Someone is really trying to block you, keep you from being happy, because they're not. Misery loves company. We know this. So this is, again, why I feel like it came up about shielding yourself, shielding your energy, things like that, keeping the things you got going, the things that you're asking for, keep that shit to yourself, because people don't want to see you fucking be happy, because they're not. Like, goddamn, if somebody else be happy if I'm miserable, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? That's fucking crazy. Like, you can't do that. Like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You don't believe in yourself enough to make yourself happy too? Or we could be happy for each other? Like, it's just crazy. Spirit, what else for the collective? What else is going on? What do we need to be made aware of? Transformation. Okay, like I said, some of you have changed already. All right, this is Death card, Scorpio energy. We are in Scorpio season. Okay, so this makes sense. For some of you, you are Scorpio. Happy birthday, happy solar return to the Scorpios. Okay, but like I said, it's like someone is trying to kill your happiness, and it's like, you've already changed. You're already a different person. You're already in a new timeline. So it's like, whatever they're trying to throw at you now, they can't stop what's already destined for you. They can't stop the changes you've already made. It's already too late, is what I'm getting here. It's already too late. You've already, done your part. You've already done the things you're supposed to do to align to this, to this new, brand new life for some of you. Some of you are literally stepping into a brand new experience, a brand new life, a brand new reality. That is one that is meant to be joyful. It's meant to make you happy. It's meant to be peaceful. Okay. Some of you, this could be, stepping into a new realm where you're about to have your own family. Okay. However that applies. And that's a really beautiful energy to be in. A lot of us, didn't grow up seeing what a happy family looked like, but that doesn't mean you don't deserve the experience for yourself. Right. God damn it. What else, Spirit? 8 of Cups. Yep. Walking away, leaving it all behind. Yep. That's exactly what some of y'all are doing too. Woo, with the Ace of Cups. Okay. This is new love. This could definitely be new love, but the Ace of Cups isn't just about love all the time. Okay. With the Justice at the bottom, like, man, please. With the Justice at the bottom, like, yeah. So Ace of Cups can definitely represent, like a new beginning in love, new connections. But this is also indicative of a marriage proposal, okay? For some of you, or someone proposing love, someone wanting to start over in that realm. But it also can be a very individual and self thing, right? As in a new beginning for yourself, loving yourself in a new way, right? Loving yourself, like having the opportunity to really do something that is so connected to your heart space that it just makes you overflow with love, okay? That you just love so much. But this is a gift. When it comes, when it's an ace, it's from the hand of the divine. So it's literally a gift being handed straight to you, right? That you can't miss unless you just purposely, you know what I'm saying, drop it, right? But it's literally this, the like the hand of the divine giving you a gift, saying, here, this is for you. I've seen your work, I've seen your effort, I've seen how hard you've been trying, I've watched all the things you've you know done, that you've let go of, that you've released, that you've healed, transmuted, all the fucking things. This is for you now. You know what I'm saying? That's what is here. And I feel like whatever this love is, whatever this is, this opportunity is, that is going to be something that I feel like is very connected to your heart space, is literally giving you the opportunity to leave it all behind. Meaning leaving all behind, all the things that don't serve you, all the things that you've invested in but didn't work out. It's like you're not at a loss, because when you're in this energy of overflow, you're not losing anything. When you invest in people and all that, that's never a loss, because you, unless you invest for the wrong reason, that's the only way people feel like they're missing out on something, is because they didn't have pure intentions in the first fucking place. And that's what I'm learning about people from my past that seem to come back around. They think they're entitled to the growth that you have now, like they didn't play their, like, yeah, we all play a partner in everybody's movie, but that doesn't mean that you're not getting your credit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean that just because you played a role in this movie that you're supposed to benefit, you know, in the same way the fucking director of the movie does. Like, you have your own director of your own fucking movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's a matter of the type of effort and energy you put into your own shit. I'm putting so much effort into my own stuff behind the scene that a lot of people have not and still don't help me with. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I deserve all the good shit coming my way, right? I've worked for that. I've earned that shit. But it doesn't take away from all those that I've met along the way that have had contributions to my path, just as I've had in theirs. Like, let's not get it fucked up and twisted, right? We all contribute to each other's paths. That is not a, you know, just a gimme, 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 and I'm taking, and you're left with nothing. No, it's a matter of, do you value what you've been given? And most people don't, because it doesn't look a certain way, because it doesn't look like money or something material. It ain't good enough. And then you miss out, right? I value all of it though. I value all the experiences, all the contributions. That's why you win that way, because you see the value in every fucking thing, not just what your ego decides is important, right? So, like I said, some of you, whatever this opportunity is, it's allowing you to, giving you the opportunity here to literally leave it all behind, to literally walk away from the things that no longer serve you, the things that are, that you've, like I said earlier, have outgrown, the things that don't benefit you, the things that that are tied to an old experience, that are tied to an old version of yourself that you're no longer embodying. That's literally what this is. It's literally helping you walk the fuck away. Okay, leave it all behind. Literally. Why? Because you've closed the cycle with the justice at the bottom. You've closed the cycle, and you're owed this. When justice comes out, that's an indication that you've earned what you're getting. You've earned this joy. You've earned this fucking brand new life, right? You've closed out the cycles, right? You've ended what you needed to end to get to this point. So this is what you don't even see. This is why it's at the bottom of the deck. It's hidden energy. Okay, that this is your karma. This is your dharma, being gifted what you deserve because you put in the fucking work. You don't need to, just because people don't know about it, because you don't put your business all out there, doesn't mean that you haven't been doing shit. That's people's assumption. They think they know you, but they have no fucking clue. They think they know what you're doing because they're still tied to the fucking previous version they're still resonating with, because they haven't changed. The fuck? Like, no, we're not doing that. The fool, okay, underneath the justice, right? Like, and strength, the major arcanas there's majoring right now, okay? Like, come the fuck on. Like, yeah, this may be disappointing to some people, but this is like, you've earned this, okay? You've closed out the cycle to step into the new. You've let go of what you needed to let go of that you know wasn't serving you anymore in order to have a new beginning. You know what I'm saying? That's literally the same as I always say, right? If I have a bottle of water here and I want to put anything else in it, I have to get rid of that water first. I have to make fucking room. Not everybody's willing to make room for what they want, and then wonder why their life isn't changing the way it could. And it's not always about material things. That's the thing. It's energy. Everything is energy. So when we're trying to hold on to connections that no longer serve us, try to hold on to old, pains and hurts from the past, from our exes, shit that didn't go our way. If you don't allow yourself to learn what that shit was trying to teach you, that it wasn't trying to hurt you or punish you, it was only trying to help you. It was only trying to expand you, only trying to grow you, because people don't realize that when you asking for to, let's say, for example, millions of dollars to be a millionaire, that comes with a whole different level of discipline and responsibility. If you can't handle fucking dealing with the ex, you know what I'm saying, and having, coming to an amicable agreement or a civil agreement with that, how the fuck do you expect to deal with a lawsuit, a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, and people be like, they're different? No, energetically, they're fucking not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, like, why else would shit happen if it's not trying to teach you something? But when we choose to let our ego drive the car so much and we can't learn from what the fuck life is trying to do for us, you know what I'm saying? You get left the fuck behind, or at least it feels that way. That's just what the fuck it is, So, like, shit. What you want? What the fuck do you want? So, let's wrap with one more oracle card and see, for this Halloween spirit, what would be most beneficial for the collective at this time? What should be their point of focus for this portal energy? What would be the most beneficial point of focus for the collective spirit? Clear, accurate messages. Creation. 39. Okay. What do you want to create? Oh, they're in white sheets. What the hell are they doing? Make me feel like they're going to go and do rituals or something. It's a lady and two daughters. That's cool. But anyway, creation. Okay. So Spirit says, with will at the bottom, focus on yourself. Focus on what it is you want to create. I'm not saying that, all of you are, oh, they really are like doing some type of they got a witch hat, or maybe they're taking pictures. That's cool. Anyway, I'm sorry, you guys. It's in my face, so it's, it's hard to act like I don't see it. But, and given the way they parked in front of my car, it's just interesting. So, but yeah, Spirit wants you to focus on your own blueprint. Focus on the fact that you are the blueprint to your own experience. So it's going to be important for you if you're experiencing a version of yourself that you're not happy with, or if you're on a timeline that you're just kind of over, meaning I'm done feeling like this. I'm done with all. That's where I'm at. Why I'm at where I'm at now. I got tired of my own shit. It wasn't nobody fucking else. I didn't blame anybody else, even though I could have, but I know it's all about me and being accountable and be responsible for my own decisions and the way I contribute to those experiences when I see them. It's not just about what happens to you, it's also about how you respond to what happens to you, right? So Spirit is really asking for us to really focus on what it is that we want to create at this time, okay? We're given, like some of you, I feel like, things, especially with things that are ending, you're being given a brand new opportunity. You're given I'm hearing a brand new lifeline, okay? What are you going to do with it? Right? What are you going to do with it? You're given a brand new tool, that can do so much, right? How do you plan to use it? Maybe sit down and actually think about that. Think about what it is that you want to create for yourself. Think about what it is you really want to experience, because a lot of this shit we're not actually creating, we're more like aligning to. It's already there. If the thought came to you, it's because it already exists on a different timeline. It's just a matter of aligning to the timeline that has the version of you that matches that experience, right? So let's see. Anything else, Spirit? Confirmation. Thank you. Anything else, Spirit, for the collective? What was that? Dun, dun, dun. Self-love. Yes. Some of you could really benefit pouring into yourself. Okay. That's where it all comes from. Everything that you want to create comes from your overflow. That's where what I was talking about, the Ace of Cups, right? You can have the opportunity, but if you don't have the energy to actually put into the opportunity, it's not, either it won't flourish the way it could, or it'll just flop altogether, right? Because we're not in a space to be able to sustain the effort that's required to make that opportunity really grow to what it could be, right? So I feel like some of you, it's really important for you right now to really love on yourself, okay? Especially recording this on Halloween, which happens to be a Venus day, which is all about love, self-care, all those things, okay? Speaking of which, for those of you that are interested, I do have a self a playbook and guide. Okay, that's called Unstoppable, Empowered and Unstoppable. My apologies, I'm distracted. But Empowered and Unstoppable, it's a guide and playbook. Okay, that dives into all that stuff, helping you love on yourself, giving you practices, journal prompts, meditations, fucking all kinds of things within that to support you in loving on yourself, to re-empower yourself, to be able to have the energy, the mindset required, right, to step into this new version of yourself that has the experiences that you want to have, that has the love life you want to have. That starts on the inside. It starts with doing the internal work on us first, right? So, okay, card number 6. And that's, again, 6 is about love, unconditional love, universal love, right? So, masculine, some of you, it has to do with father wounds, okay? Really healing your father wound, meaning forgiving your father for those, who didn't have fathers, that have fathers that weren't there, or never knew who their father was, or their father just wasn't as active, right? It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can pull on either with that, right? I had a father that I known as my dad, that I thought was my real dad, right? That had, been a part of my life my whole life and lived with, but he wasn't emotionally there for me. He wasn't, we didn't really have that. I didn't have that protection from him that I needed growing up, things like that. But my real dad wasn't there at all. I didn't even know about him for most of my life. And then when I finally did get to meet him, he literally transitioned 6 months after because he had cancer. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you know, um, so that's something that I've had to continue to work on healing within myself, right? Understanding that, people did what they could with where they were, right? If they could have done more, they would have. And maybe it wasn't meant for them to do any more than that. Maybe I didn't need as much protection or love in that form that I thought I needed at that time, but as kids, it's kind of like, it's valid. It's valid to feel like that because the people that are raising you, those are the people you depend on for literally everything. You don't know anything else. You're still developing into this human experience where it's like, I have no choice but to depend on you, right? And when they don't show up in that way or they fall short, it's like, yeah, it hurts. That's part of this human experience. Allow yourself to see what was that trying to teach me though? How is that really trying to strengthen me though? How is that trying to ensure that I never let that happen to my kids? You see what I'm saying? So it's going to be really important for us to really love on ourselves and really, dive into any masculine energy that needs healing at this time. Okay. But also more, alongside of that, right? Going further beyond that part is stepping into our own masculine energy, which is the energy of taking action, getting things done, putting these creative processes into action. Okay. Not only getting the crown load about what to do, but actually making it happen. Okay. Really standing strong and confident in knowing that if I'm given this idea, this opportunity, I have what it takes to actually make it manifest, right? That's what we're being asked to do. Really decide what it is you want to create. You have the blueprint. You have it within already. Now it's just a matter of you loving on yourself enough to know that I have what it takes, right? I can do it. It does matter. It doesn't matter who doesn't validate it or if I get paid for it or not. The point is that I have the blueprint. I have things that the creator, that face there, okay, wants me to create. It's watching me, waiting to see. I've given you something. I've given you assignment. You want all this money. You want all these things. I've given you something to do. Are you going to do it? Right? Do you love yourself enough to know that my contribution in this way matters? Right? I can get it done. I can make it happen, and it will be great. Right? And then actually put that shit to action. Actually make it happen. Do whatever you can do with the resources you have from right where you are, right? And just implement little by little, day by day, moment to moment, however you can, right? And let that shit happen. So that's what I have for you. I know this was lengthy. I don't care. It's authentic. It is what it is. It's real. It's raw. We're here. Happy Halloween. And yeah. So like I said, for those of you who would like to book a reading, Super Chat is not a payment method that I've ever, expressed for payment for a reading. All right. That is a donation based thing. Okay. If you want to book a reading, please DM me on either Facebook or TikTok. Okay. I don't use my Instagram at all. I haven't had the app installed in over 2 years. Okay. Instagram is not a form of contact for me. Okay. Or email me. Okay. elevate-your-energy-llc@gmail.com. All right. To book any readings. Otherwise, you can go to my Beacons page or my Gumroad that also have listings for current services that I have the readings that I'm doing the series for, that I've been, that I'm going to be recording the fourth video for, those are not listed yet on those pages. But that doesn't mean that you can't still contact me for them, because I'm telling you about it. Okay. So, like I said, for those, I do have a few slots left. So if you want to get in on that, I suggest you jump on it before that changes. Okay. So I love y'all so much, and I hope you have a wonderful and safe, but also eventful and dope. Okay. Halloween. I do plan on driving around. I don't think I'm going to dress up this year. It's, kind of different with my son not being here or whatever, but I think I'm gonna just drive around, go look at, the people's lights and shit like that, because my inner child likes it. We enjoy that. So I think that's what I'm gonna do tonight. We'll see. I might go out with my bestie and, go hang out with her and her son for Halloween. We'll see. So, but yeah. Have a safe Halloween, and yeah, until the next one. I love y'all. Howdy.